Good morning, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do an early morning, it's like 6:20, an early morning get ready with me. I got a few bits from No7, so I thought I would do like a brand specific get ready with me. Not sponsored, but they did send me a box of things, I think to celebrate a new foundation launch. And it's almost enough to do a full face. I asked what my usual shade was, Calico. No7 is my all-time, this feels really sponsored, but it is. I swear it's not. No7 are my all-time best colour match. Calico is like, they made it specifically for my skin. So if ever I'm looking for a particular shade and someone can tell me they're Calico, I'm like, okay, 100%, I'm going with whatever you've got. So this comes in less shades because it's sheer. So they just gave me the fair one. I've also got a liquid illuminator, a lip crayon, the mascara I'm not sure I'm going to love, we'll get there, and an eyeshadow palette. So I'm only going to add in a couple of things, and mostly we're going to try this. Always looking for a new base, and it usually tends to be sheer. In fairness, let me show you what I've got in my thing right now. This has been my go-to base. This has been what I've been wearing recently, especially because I've been going out of the house more often. It lasts a really long time and the finish is beautiful. But the other one is the Hydra Luminous. So I'm hopeful this is going to be a contender because it's like I'm going to assume that it's kind of a sheer version of what I'm used to with this. I just took some before pictures. I'll tell you what, there's nothing quite so humbling as taking close-up skin pictures of yourself at 6:20 in the morning. I'm hoping that if I get this, oh okay. I wasn't sure if it was going to be white because it says it's adaptive. But it's not. I'm hoping that if I get this edited quickly enough, I can give you the updates on Instagram while I'm out today. I'm actually going out with my friend Charl. I'm meeting her in Manchester, which is so bizarre because we used to do this all the time. We used to get the train to meet up in Manchester like frequently. And then after the pandemic, I just had like a weird aversion to leaving the house. But not just leaving the house, more so like being too far away from home without the car and without Lee. And I hate that that's true, but I did feel strangely like out of control, you know? And so this is the first time I feel like I've been on a train in ages. I don't remember the last time. It's definitely kind of more of a tinted moisturiser. It's kind of gathering in a weird way that I don't love, and it's like leaving kind of a pale cast, which I wonder if this would do better, you know, applied with your hands because it's the warmth of your hand that adapts. Let's try the other side. Let's see whether or not that changes things if I apply it with my fingers. Oh, it's kind of moussey. Oh, that's not what I expected. Do you know what it reminds me of? See, it's going to do it. It gets kind of rolly over the top of my foundation and other products when I apply things with my hands, which is not my favourite. This is going to sound so strange. It's got the same kind of texture as Maybelline, well, kind of like the Professional from Benefit, but also Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. And look, it's just clinging to all the bits. That's not going to work for me. Because it's got that kind of silicone-y feel, I feel like this is not going to play well with anything underneath it, which is not going to work for me at all, because it doesn't feel like a hydrating product. It feels like something that's going to kind of smooth everything out and give you the look, but it's not actually going to be hydrating, so I'm going to need something underneath. Right, let's try this again. I'm going to do it on just completely bare skin, which, I mean, what do you do without SPF and stuff? Because it doesn't even say, it doesn't say on the front of the bottle that it's got SPF in it, unlike most of its other foundations. Okay, this is definitely going on nicer with nothing underneath. Right, I just took some pictures before and after, and I cannot with this foundation. It's not for me. It feels oily. It feels like a silicone-y layer all over, which is not my bag anyway. I'm not a big fan, it just feels greasy. But also, because this is the foundation and it's not a primer underneath, it's filling my pores. So when you get close, you can see each and every pore is filled with foundation, which is the opposite of what you want because it makes it much more obvious. It's also kind of like all the hair I have here on my face, it's clung. This is just not for me. So I will do a pretty much full face of number 7, but we're going to go back to mostly Old Faithfuls. I really wanted to try something new and do kind of like a day test for you, but this is not the day that I want to do that because I am going to be out all day. And if suddenly in the middle of the day I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh my god, this looks awful, there's not a lot I can do about it. So yeah, I might go back to that. If you guys tell me you love it and it's like your holy grail foundation and you've tried it and you're like, wow, 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 maybe I'll give it another go. But truthfully, I think it's probably down to preference. That is just not my bag at all. I now feel like I need so much more of this primer oil to put the moisture back into my skin because it feels so tight after taking foundation off twice in a row. I'm going to use the Stay Perfect in, you guessed it, Calico. See, now this video feels less sponsored, doesn't it? Because I really didn't like that. Much better. I'm going to do my number 7 brow pencil. Brows. I'm really only now, look, I've got like cotton wool that's gone into this spoolie. Just do now the top part where my microblading is kind of like faded into a strange pink colour. Kind of just colour over that bit now. Another NYX Holy Grail. These are just things that like I might not even ever mention because I just use them every day. They're not exciting. I'm not excited about my brow pencil. Once you've found something that works, it's not exciting to repurchase. It's not exciting to talk about. Same as this eye primer. I'm going to use the Primark Cream Contour. I love it so much. Just a touch because it is a lot. I literally just use a small amount because I don't have a cheap colour from number 7. We're going to do, I mean, it's mostly going to be eyes and lips now. And we did the foundation. The foundation was number 7 too. I forgot I had this. So this is the Skin Illuminator Radiant Glow. I think Radiant Glow might be the colour. Oh, uses primer before foundation, mixed with your regular foundation, or for added luminosity, add lightly to the highlights of the cheekbones and blah, blah, blah. Right, this is going to totally be something that I use. I, every single day, use something illuminating. I do tend to use it just kind of like this area before I do my foundation. I'm a fan of illuminating type products. Oh, this is light. Oh, this makes up for everything. This makes up for everything. Okay, that's a German email. This makes up for everything that foundation let me down with because wow, wow, wow. It's just like a liquid pearl. I'm going to let my foundation and stuff kind of settle a little bit and get dressed. I'm going to put on some loose powder. So since I'm dressed now, I should have done this before. Wasn't thinking. I'm going to just cover myself up because I'm wearing black trousers. That's just a nightmare, isn't it? So I saw someone who was like over 30 and baking, said that the best way to do this, oh my goodness, I've got like, is to put on a fine powder first, like a pressed powder like this, with something like this, and kind of set, first of all, I want to make sure I've got no creases under my eyes. Yeah, she said that, I can't even honestly remember where I heard this, otherwise I would tell you, but she said to kind of set the area first before you put on the extra loose powder, because otherwise it'll end up looking really cakey, which is not great once you're over 30. I mean, of any age really. In real life it probably doesn't look great to cake on a load of loose powder, but this way, when you brush away that extra loose powder, you're still left with like a more natural, lighter finish because you've kind of placed on this like thinner layer. I don't know, I just do as I'm told. Then I'm gonna do the bakey thing, just because it does. I can't do this all the time because it makes my skin really dry, but it does make a difference to how well my makeup lasts, like how long it lasts, because it's going to be a long day. I thought I would make a bit more effort, you know. So if you know me but at all, you should know that this is like my go-to eyeshadow palette. It's the Natural Eyes from Too Faced, and you can't get it anymore, and it's very disappointing. But No7 have sent me not an interesting email. No7 have sent me this. I don't know if I've ever tried No7 eyeshadows before, so I'm going to try to create the same eye look that I've been wearing recently with this. I do kind of like a mid-brown, kind of lighter up here and then deeper towards the eyeline. I'm kind of working on a 90s vibe. Although, do you know what? I was saying to my daughter the other day, I feel like the makeup that I have been wearing for the past 15 years is now being called mob boss. Like if I do a full face of makeup, that's basically mob boss makeup. Not mob boss, mob wife, mob wife. Mob boss is probably more accurate. But yeah, this is probably going to be an accidental mob wife makeup look. You know what? I am so sold on those eyeshadows. They were really easy to work with, and why? It's like so early in the morning to be getting all these emails. Do you know what? I saw something the other day on Instagram, and someone said, because if you don't know, I have a small business. We sell candles and wax melts and like stoneware stuff. Anyway, I saw something online. I'm going to use the hourglass powder just to do a little bit of extra something. That was saying every time you feel like you're like promoting your business too much, you're like, oh God, you know, people are going to be sick of me. Remember all the big box stores that are like hounding you at 5 o'clock in the morning, and this is exactly it. Swear to God. Never had so many. I mean, I probably have. I've just not been quite as aware of it because I'm not as aware of the pinging when it's just me. But oh, it's pretty. It's pretty. It's pretty. Right, let's give this mascara a go. I'm honestly not holding out a tremendous amount of hope. I'm very picky with mascara, but we're gonna try it. It is the Define and Enhance. I tell you why I'm not excited about it. It's the brush. And part of the problem for that, for me, is just, I think it's because my, I don't know if it's because my eyes get puffy, but I can't get close to the lash line without getting this all over. Maybe I need like a lash shield thing so that I can do this properly. I don't know. I just don't love a brush like this. But I'll try it. I'll try it. I've been wrong before about these things. I might need a mirror closer to me because I'm really far away from the mirror and I'm almost guaranteeing I'm going to get this all over my face. It's quite nice. It's quite dry, which is not usually the case with brushes like this. It's quite dry, which means you've got a bit more control. It's not going to like, that's quite nice. It's not going to smudge everywhere. It's nice, right? Maybe that's part of the problem, that usually with a brush like this, it's a really wet formula, and so it's hard to control where it all goes, whereas this, it does feel kind of like it's gripping onto my lashes. Take it all back. That is really nice. I would wear that again. The last thing is the High Shine Lip Crayon. What's the colour? Daydreamer. Been really enjoying a lip crayon recently, strangely enough. Oh, I think it's sheer. Ah, I thought it was going to be like, you know, Mob Wife. This is sheer. I suppose that makes sense for the foundation. They've sent like kind of clean girl. No7, guys, I think it's over. I think that is over. However, this is the kind of lip I would wear on like the day-to-day. So nice. It feels really balmy. I'll keep you posted whether or not that actually is balmy or it's, you know, sometimes with a sheer lip like this, it can end up kind of drying down and feeling and looking not very nice, but it feels, initially feels really, really balmy and hydrated. Do you know what? I was going to do my hair, and now I think I'm just going to leave it in a little clip like this because it kind of gives it volume. It looks like I've done it, right? It looks, look at the mess of this. it looks intentional, somewhat. Well, this was not the video that I thought this was going to be. I thought we were going to, I thought I was going to take you through the day and be like, here's how this foundation. No, it was just not for me at all. We just aborted mission on this immediately. I'm going to watch some other reviews and see whether or not it's just me. But I would love to hear from you guys if you tried this. It does say, for best results, blend on smoothly and evenly with your fingers, a sponge or a brush. So in theory, it shouldn't need the heat of your hands to adapt. The colour adapting thing, I think, is always a bit of a swizz. But I really didn't like the texture of it, and because it was sheer, that silicone-y feel then just meant that it all kind of settled horribly. I don't get it. I don't understand. But everything else I really, really, really liked. And as you know, I'm a fairly die-hard No. 7 foundation fan. This is actually the first one that I've not liked. But I'll keep you posted on the other stuff. I'll wear those things a few more times and let you know in a follow-up video. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining me while I tried these new bits on my face. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!